The freshwater eels of Europe and northern Africa spend most of their lives in streams and rivers, but are born and die over 4,000 miles away in salt water. After hatching in the Sargasso Sea, the eel larvae are carried across the Atlantic Ocean by the Gulf Stream and the North Atlantic Drift. On this 3.5-year journey, the transparent leaf-shaped larvae grow from 1/4 inch to almost 3 inches in length. On reaching the coast of Europe, they metamorphose into young eels, called elvers, before swimming into the streams and rivers. The mature eels stay in the fresh water for 4 to 10 years before returning to the Sargasso Sea to spawn and finally die. In the realm of animal architecture, form follows function. Borneo's orangutans are easily satisfied with the makeshift sleeping platforms they design each evening. While the vitelline weaver bird goes to great lengths, 300 feet of elephant grass in fact, to create a nest that will both attract a female and protect his young. Cougars spend more time looking for safe homes than creating them. This mother will move her cubs every 2 to 3 days to new dens to avoid predators. Beavers find safety in their sturdy lodges fortified with logs, limbs, and mud, and protected by secret underwater entrances. A hollow palm tree keeps blue and yellow macaw chicks safe and dry during the Amazon rainy season. But wherever they are, animals make themselves at home, even if it's in yours. In the realm of animal architecture, form follows function. Borneo's orangutans are easily satisfied with the makeshift sleeping platforms they design each evening. While the vitelline weaver bird goes to great lengths, 300 feet of elephant grass in fact, to create a nest that will both attract a female and protect his young. Cougars spend more time looking for safe homes than creating them. This mother will move her cubs every 2 to 3 days to new dens to avoid predators. Beavers find safety in their sturdy lodges fortified with logs, limbs, and mud, and protected by secret underwater entrances. A hollow palm tree keeps blue and yellow macaw chicks safe and dry during the Amazon rainy season. But wherever they are, animals make themselves at home, even if it's in yours. Gray whales are a familiar sight off the west coast of North America as they migrate between the warm waters to the south and the cold but rich feeding grounds near Alaska. In January and February, the whales are found in the shallow lagoons and bays off the west coast of Mexico. It is here, in the first few weeks of the year, that their calves are born. In late February, they begin their journey north. Traveling in small groups, they take about 3 months to reach the Alaskan coast, moving north as the winter ice retreats. The whales spend the summer feeding in the shallow Arctic seas. When the ice returns, they once again start their journey south. They mate en route in November and December and arrive back in their warm calving waters in the last few weeks of the year. This globe shows how average temperatures around the world change over the year. Animals respond in a number of ways. They grow different coats, hibernate, migrate, and breed in time with these changes. Many of those living in the mid or temperate latitudes give birth to their young as the temperatures begin to rise in spring or early summer. Temperature variations are larger in the mid-latitudes than at the equator or the poles. Looking at Africa and the Americas, you can see the red band of hot weather move north and south over the equator, in time with summer in the northern and southern hemispheres. Ocean temperatures vary less than those over land because water takes longer than air to heat and cool, which makes the oceans a more stable environment for life. This globe shows how average temperatures around the world change over the year. This globe shows how average temperatures around the world change over the year. Animals respond in a number of ways. They grow different coats, hibernate, migrate, and breed. The better adapted an animal is to its environment, the more likely it is to survive and reproduce. Bodo dolphin use echolocation, which they inherited from their ocean ancestors. But to navigate the dark, tangled rivers they live in, they've developed movable vertebrae that allow their heads to twist in many directions. In the Namibian viper and North American sidewinder, we see how two completely different species on completely separate continents have solved the need to cross hot sand in the same way. Twice a day, tidal waters leave the mudskipper fish high and dry. It's evolved special skin to absorb oxygen from the air and keeps its gills wet with a mouthful of water. The blue shark adapted to its ocean environment 350 million years ago and has changed little since. With eyes that reflect light for nocturnal feeding, a cute smell and taste that scents injured fish miles away, and pores that detect the electricity generated by living creatures, they are the perfect predator. Words are not the only way to communicate. Sight, smell, sound, and touch are some of the ways animals get their messages across. A male woolly monkey uses body language to claim his territory, while the rest of his group huddle in a non-verbal social greeting. Howler monkeys turn up the volume to warn off trespassers and avoid bloody confrontations. Smell is the sense that establishes order in the life of the Thompson gazelle. A male must constantly mark his territory with urine and dung. Each killer whale pod sings songs in its own dialect to identify kinship. The male umbrella bird's haunting call and plumage display are designed to attract females, while a pin-tailed whydah relies on an impressive aerial ballet. The distinctive sound of a rattlesnake clearly says, "Don't tread on me." Throughout their lives, animals must compete for food, territory, and mates. What looks like fighting to us is the wolf's way of debating who will lead and who will follow. The right to mate is decided in contests like this, ensuring only the strongest red deer will pass on his genes. Honduran milk snakes compete for females the best way they can, by wrestling. In puffin colonies, it's limited nesting space that must be fiercely defended. These conflicts that arise within a species rarely result in death. Competition for limited resources also causes confrontation between species, especially when they all want the same food. Words are not the only way to communicate.